Hey everybody, welcome to The Bottom Line. I'm Michael Noland. Tonight we're going to be talking about Foreigner, the same Foreigner who just got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year. And like many artists who get inducted into the Rock Hall of Fame, they are set to make even more money on tour than they have in the past. And of course now Foreigner is touring basically the Western Hemisphere of planet Earth right now, touring South America, to be followed by shows in the United States and then finally Canada. Now, my whole problem with Foreigner is its touring lineup. I see Foreigner as a band of ringers, and now a band of four, count them, four lead singers. All right, so I've been predicting for a while that Foreigner ultimately has plans to tour well into the 2030s, despite the fact that their bassist, Jeff Pilson, has been quoted as saying that they have no plans to tour beyond the year 2027, that year being an extension to the original cessation date. And despite the fact that Kelly Hansen has been quoted as saying that he sees retirement not being too far off due to the demand to reproduce the vocals that Lou Gramm originally gave us. And that prediction has been based on the fact that Foreigner did indeed get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, something that always sets an artist up to make even more money than they may be currently making once that induction is achieved. And the fact that they have added on a new vocalist, Georgie Brown, for special dates after Mick Jones discovered him during a tribute show of some sort, almost like a Broadway show, and has added him for live dates. Now, it's been said the reason that they added Geordie is because Kelly Hansen has some residency issues that don't allow him to perform outside the United States for some reason, even though he is a U.S. citizen, and there's only certain circumstances that could stop somebody from performing in another country if you are a U.S. citizen. One of those circumstances has to do with taxes. However, Hansen has said nothing in regard to the specific residency issues he's facing. So currently, the band is down in South America touring with Luis Maldonado, who's only been with the band as a multi-instrumentalist since 2021, and he's now their new lead singer in South America. But Luis is joined by Lou Gramm, Foreigner's very first lead vocalist and primary member for the last four songs. Now, the band will then turn its attention to the United States, where Kelly Hansen will perform for the shows in the States, and then the band swings up to Canada and Georgie Brown takes over. That's four separate lead vocalists by a band claiming to be Foreigner, and the only one of the four who can truly claim pedigree is Lou Gramm. Now, I saw a video where Luis and Lou were both sharing the lead vocalist, with Luis starting off with the first verse, then Lou taking over from that point. And I've got to tell you, even though I've seen in other videos where Lou Gramm's voice is nowhere near what it was in its prime, for that show, I think he blew Luis right off the stage. Now, one of the reasons that Luis Maldonado was chosen to take over lead vocalist is during the off season, evidently, he's been recording lead vocals of Foreigner's material in Spanish, which would tell me that at the very least they have future plans to tour south of the border anyway. Add that to the fact that they just recently actually released a new song trying to give them even more credibility and talk of actually recording new material with Mick Jones looking to be involved in the writing. Does that sound like a band that's gonna be done in 2 years' time? I've been saying it for a while, folks. The signs are all there. Now, I've made a ton of videos on Foreigner in the past, and Foreigner is my prime example of a rock band that has become a rock brand. It's the brand that is touring now. It is a remake of the original, and with over 30 members that have been recognized to be part of Foreigner, one way or another, with Luis Maldonado coming from a band that has over 70 members credited to it, Train. The band as it stands now represents a roster of well over 100 members. It kind of makes you long for the good old days when alls we had to remember was John, Paul, George, and Ringo. But the point is that their tours are successful and people come out to see them in the droves. Maybe even you. I know my opinion doesn't represent all of my viewers' opinion, and I want to hear from you folks tonight on this, especially from you folks who consider this band to still be legit. So for those of you who truly think that Foreigner is legit, what is it about them that is legit? Certainly the music is played pretty much note for note, like the original albums, but is it okay with you that they have not one single member on a permanent basis anyway from the original band? What is the difference between them and a tribute band playing somewhere in New York City right now called, I don't know, Foreigner's Ghost? Because I can tell you the one thing that is different between those two bands, and that's the take-home pay for the members. All right, that's the video for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. That helps disperse it to a wider audience. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, Michael Noland, The Bottom Line, it's easy. All you have to do is hit that subscribe to the tribe button, tap that top bell icon, and you'll be notified of all of my future videos. Now, if you've seen any names going up underneath me with a monetary amount, those are people who have given the channel a super thanks, and I always try to honor you by calling you a rock star. It's my way of saying thank you for financially supporting this channel. And the names you'll see rolling by here identified either as a tribal elder or tribal chieftain are people who have financially supported this channel as well. A lot of new members lately, and I am going to record that promised video and get caught up to my members. It'll be a members only video that I'll shoot directly after this. I'll probably edit this video and get this one out to you to be followed the next day for my actual channel members. All right, I want to hear from all of you, and I'm Michael Noland. This is The Bottom Line, but like I've said many times before, this is the bottom line as I see it, folks. But the real bottom line for the channel, for the tribe, is always in the comments. In fact, It's in the comments where you show everybody that we are the tribe.